Thank you, Council. Laney Graff, 529 Higher Mill Road in Nazareth. Thanks again for this opportunity to speak. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for withdrawing this proposal. This is the right decision that shows a lot of stewardship, and we certainly don't mean to embarrass anyone. It's a real shame that so much time and money and tax dollars and contributions from nonprofit agencies were done to support a study that were essentially done under false assumptions that archaeological work was done in 1998, and that's what we're going to address tonight. We're going to focus on historical arguments, namely archaeology and obstruction of view. In the past few days, Council has received lengthy comments from Dr. Benjamin Carter at Muhlenberg College and a Smithsonian fellow, qualified archaeologists, about this issue, and we hope these comments are taken seriously in the future. During the previous City Council meeting and in correspondence with us, Mr. Hanna stated that nothing of historical significance was to be found based on alleged archaeological work done during a 1998 excavation. When pressed to show documentation of the 1998 excavation and to produce the report that shows nothing was found, Mr. Hanna produced no documentary evidence whatsoever, besides a few aerial photos which you've seen tonight that are non-scientific and essentially meaningless. Nothing archaeological was found because no one looked for it at the time. Bulldozer operators are not archaeologists. This speculation has misled downtown business owners, church administrators, boards of historic organizations, and the trusting public, and that herein is the problem. As executive director of HBP at the time, Mr. Hanna certainly knew that no archaeologist was involved with the excavation, that no archaeology was done on site, and therefore no archaeological report exists. The archaeology that was done in the 90s, archaeology, I use that term loosely, was simply archival research and a review of archaeological reports from the 1970s, which are far from conclusive. When recently pressed on the matter, Mr. Hanna suddenly stopped referring to a report and started referring instead to his own recollection. Apparently, this is the basis of the city's reported thorough research that was used to inform council and sway public opinion and many people on many nonprofit organizations in favor of this project. This is based on sheer conjecture of unqualified opinions regarding 18th century archaeology. Proper research is based on evidence, facts, and documentation, not conjecture. The truth remains that no one knows what is below the surface, not today's archaeologists, not Mr. Hanna, not me, not Mr. Callahan. The integrity of the site was endangered in 1998, which we've seen by bulldozing without an archaeological investigation, and we're glad that the city will not do it again in 2010. Regarding the destruction of viewscape, we're glad we finally saw some renderings now after the fact. It's a shame they also weren't provided ever throughout this process, which Ms. Stolen pointed out. They're appalling to show that half the smithy would be covered up. Frankly, I don't think anyone here likes the drawings. It's an obstruction of historic views. Between 1997 and 2004, more than $2 million was raised in HBP's Window on Main Street campaign, where the citizens of the city contributed $2 million, which had the goal of removing obstructions from this site. The executive director of HBP in 1998, notably Tony Hanna himself, stated in the morning call, "The whole thrust of the Window on Main Street campaign is eliminating an artificial barrier from Main Street to the Monocacy Creek." They even went so far as to remove flower pots from the area. Now, only a few years later, in 2010, we're considering putting in a wall of cars and an artificial wall just feet from the smithy. These are the artificial barriers that have been opposed in 2010, and this project would have been a huge step backwards down a slippery slope that leads to gradual destruction of our historic infrastructure. Council, you have seen, and Mr. Mayor, you have seen public opinion falter for this when the truth is presented and when facts are presented. And you've seen public opinion sway and evaporate. Hotel Bethlehem and Central Church have pulled their support. Quoted in the morning call, HBP now says they're concerned about the historic nature of the site. State Representative Joseph Brennan opposes the plan, DNL opposes the plan, PHMC has issued a verbal warning that they should do archaeology. We, at the archives, we like the bookshop. We'd like to see the bookshop get parking if that's, there's other options on the table. We'd like to see those get explored, and we hope non-historically sensitive areas will be considered to help them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Graff. Mr. Hain?